Over the course of this chapter, we're going to be creating this piece of artwork right here. It's called loveadobeandstyle.ai, and it's found inside the O4 line art folder. And even though the line art tools rank among the simplest drawing tools in all of Illustrator, in fact, they don't rank among them, they are the simplest drawing tools, you can still create professional grade artwork with them because this is a professional grade drawing program. So there's no excuse not to do good work, which is why over the course of this one-on-one series, it's going to be my goal to make sure as you're learning, you're creating artwork that you can be proud of. Sometimes it'll be goofy, sometimes it'll be very simple, like this piece, but elegant, I think. But it'll always be good stuff. And we're going to be assembling this artwork, by the way, from absolute scratch. We're going to be starting with a new document and drawing everything by hand. And here's the tools we're going to be using. Now, don't be intimidated. Illustrator provides us with a very structured drawing environment, so I think you're going to be able to follow along regardless of your experience. Here are the line tools. Go down here to what Illustrator calls a line segment tool, but let's face it, it's the line tool. That's what it draws, is straight lines. Click and hold on it, and you get a flyout menu of 4 other tools. So we've got a total of 5 tools that we'll investigate over the course of this chapter. If you want to tear them off into a free-floating panel, then move your cursor over this tear-off bar and release like so. And now you've got a free-floating panel of tools. Very convenient. You can do that with any of these flyout menus, incidentally. For example, I'm clicking and holding on what is normally the rectangle tool in order to bring up this flyout menu of shape tools, and then I could go over to its tear-off bar and release as well. To close one of these guys, you just click in the close box. You can also, just for those of you who might find this useful, you can create multiple floating panels of a single group of tools. And I suppose that's good if you really want the convenience of being able to move your mouse the shortest distance possible. But of course, that also means that you're going to have a bunch of floating panels all over the place, blocking your view of the artwork. So I'm going to close that guy down. Now, our first tool, line segment tool, draws a straight line. That's it, any direction. It doesn't have to be absolutely horizontal or vertical or diagonal or something like that. Just 2 anchor points connected by a straight segment, which is why this is called the line segment tool. Next, we have the arc tool, and it draws 2 anchor points connected by a curving segment. Moreover, it draws a quarter ellipse. And I say quarter ellipse instead of quarter circle because it could be wider than it is tall or taller than it is wide, that kind of thing. Next, we've got the spiral tool. It draws spirals just like these spirals down here below the heart shape. And we've got a rectangular grid tool, which you can use to draw a series of horizontal and vertical lines inside of a box, essentially. And that could be useful for setting up custom guidelines inside of Illustrator. I'll show you how that works in a future exercise. And finally, we've got the polar grid tool. And the polar grid tool is the one that I use to draw the target here inside of the heart. Again, we'll see how all of those tools work. I just want you to get a sense of the tools that we will be using, and this is it, folks. We're not going to be using any other tools in order to draw this artwork. So get stoked. In the next exercise, I'm going to introduce you to one of the most essential functions in Illustrator, the Layers panel.